Hi, I'm here with Regina Hoffman, who's the interior designer on this project, and we're going to talk a little bit about the process of doing the design work. Thanks for being with us, Regina.
Yeah.
So we're in the Bruce's kitchen. I'm hoping you can tell me a little bit about your process for doing this part of the project. It was, after all, the whole house renovation, and you really touched every room in the house, but the kitchen is always the heart of the home. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Well, what was great about this project is that Nick and Susan and Neil brought me in early, and so nothing had been done yet, and so that was really nice because we could talk about space planning and really talk about how they wanted to use this kitchen, what sort of entertaining they like to do, how much storage they needed, and then we went from there. So that was great, just from a space planning perspective, and then just trying to bring everything up to date, but honoring the age of the house. So making sure that we retained any vintage features or replace them with vintage features like some of the pendants and the cabinetry, trying to keep a neutral palette, just to make it feel light and bright. And so that worked really well. So this was all the cabinetry and the appliances are, they have some really cool things like these double ovens that they chose. And
yeah, I love the countertops too, and even the stools you chose, the furniture as well. Is that right?
I did a lot of that. These were Stickley, and Susan and Neil have a great furniture collection. Not all of it's here right now, but this was something that they really wanted for their stools, and they're beautiful. Right.
So what are some of your favorite things about the kitchen?
Well, of course, the secret pantry.
The secret pantry, okay.
So this was an old shed that was accessed from outside, and there was a window there, and so just trying to figure out how we could marry that shed and that storage to the kitchen without tearing down the wall and starting over, which obviously wasn't an option. And the Bilco door was out there, so we really didn't want to tear that down and lose that
the exterior access.
So creating this hidden pantry that's accessed through this cabinet door was the solution, and it's great because it's all kinds of overflow space. If there's a caterer, they can put boxes and trays in there, and things can get hidden, and there's light in there too because the window was retained. So that's really nice.
Great. Yeah, I love that space. You could almost you could almost live in there if it was a little bit larger.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good kids hiding spot for sure.
Tell me a little bit about the rest of the house you worked on. I know the sunroom and the dining room. Tell me a little bit about.
And this custom hutch, this was all designed. And what's really interesting about this, well, first of all, the wood, to do it in walnut was beautiful. And we picked some really gorgeous hardware. And then Susan really liked the Mercer tiles, and so she selected these tiles, and we used those for the backsplash, so that just to give it sort of that element, and again to tie to the Stickley furniture and some of the other features in the house. So I love that. And then the sunroom turned out great with just a sunny spot, and we were talking a lot about furniture grouping in here, and we decided not to do a traditional couch, chair, but instead make it a very conversational spot. So with 4 chairs, a big ottoman, you can put your feet up on it, you can put a tray on there with drinks. And you can use it for entertaining or just being by yourself to read.
Great. And tell me a little bit, I'm always curious as to how the, let's walk over here because I think the lighting's a little better. Tell me a little bit about the process for working with Susan and Neil, because a lot of times the husband and wife can have different opinions and working through that. And tell me what that was like.
Well, they were great because they're very organized. They're very decisive. They have a style that we wanted to highlight in this process. So there are definitely design elements that reflect them. And that's really what I try to do, is not create a whole new look, but really try to enhance their preferences and style and pieces that they have. And there's just they've collected some great furniture over the years, and so it's just making those pieces stand out.
And then bringing in new stuff to
Exactly. So we needed, there's lots of, and then as we've done, like, there's lots of lighting that had to happen, and so there's a Craftsman Mission furniture base, but then we wanted to balance it with some other things, like a more modern dining room chandelier.
Right.
Some of the lighting in the bathrooms is unusual, so
Right.
just to add some fun and personality.
Great. One last question. What do you think was the biggest challenge on the job for you?
I think it's just because it's an old house,
Yeah.
and sometimes, things aren't plumb, and
That's for
ceilings
sure.
aren't straight,
Yeah.
and so as we were wallpapering and doing window treatments, and some of our custom pieces, they really had to be precise,
Right.
because of the nature of our old house. But I'm used to that. I do a lot of old houses.
Right.
So I kind of expect
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It's unusual to not have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a beautiful job.
Oh, thank you. It was
Yeah.
really fun.
Right.
The clients were great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.